Zadon Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are doing my review of My Hero Academia School Briefs Volume 2. And yes, I am releasing this 2 days after the My Hero Academia School Briefs Volume 1 review, but this is literally the day after I have finished that. I have now finished this one. So, yeah. So, like I said, I have now finished My Hero Academia School Briefs Volume 2. So, first off, when does this take place? This whole manga mostly takes place during the actual summer camp arc. And there are a few things that take place before it, such as the first part actually takes place before the summer camp. The second part is the actual um, bus ride to the training camp, and the rest is during the training camp, all within one day. So, yeah. Um, so, first off, the first part of this book. This actually, I'm willing to say right now that this is taking place. Well, you could actually pinpoint its exact location in the actual anime or manga because the first part is about all of the students basically um, learn studying for the exam. That is the exact placement, and it's actually seen in the actual anime and manga. Um, and that's pretty much all it is. A lot of stuff with Jiro and Ashido trying to find their way throughout Momo's house. uh, there's um, a decent amount of Kaminari and the other boys thinking about cheating because Kaminari doesn't know how to do stuff. And I bel and that's pretty much it. There is a bit more stuff dealing with uh Momo's mom, but it's pretty straightforward in those respects. Um the second part, Bumpy Ride, actually does a lot of interesting stuff. Primarily focusing on the kids as they are going um to the summer camp during on the bus ride, deals a lot with all of the kids together and really builds their sense of a class that actually has a lot of friendship. Um, they all go around playing games and telling stories. Well, only two of them actually tell stories. Um, but yeah. Um, there's a lot of other things in there as well, but primarily it's just them having fun. That is the main focus of honestly all of the school briefs. Just all of the interactions between all of the students and just them getting to know each other. It's honestly a truly heartwarming series that I think that a lot of people will enjoy. However, like I said in my last video, it does kind of bring up the question of who is the traitor. It kind of develops it a bit more in this book. And while obviously the points that I brought up last time aren't necessarily super strong, it's worth at least thinking about in the long run, especially considering the fact that the traitor theory is still going and nobody knows who it is. Um, but yeah, Hagakure is probably the traitor if there is a traitor because of this. Um, the next chapter slash part, or rather the next three chapters slash parts, all kind of take place during the same time. Starting with Mineta I am so glad that I didn't make this into an audiobook because holy crap, that entire part is so disgusting. It's just nothing but Minetta's evil, disgusting thoughts, and it's honestly great to have him get punished by the end of the thing, but it's still just Minetta needs help. He really seriously needs to get some psychiatric help, probably from and probably needs to actually get punished a bit more for all that he does. He is such a perv. I think the main purpose of that part was actually to show how much people need to stop liking Minetta, even though I don't think anyone likes Minetta. So, yeah. Um, if Minetta gets a redemption arc, I will be surprised because holy crap, he is so freaking evil. Um, Part 4 and 5 are a lot more interactions. Part 4 deals with the girls, all of the girls, except for a few from Class B who aren't actually there. But the main, but the main girls from Class 1B, um, Kendo and Shiozaki, as well as Reiko Yanagi and Yui Kodai, they all get a chance to just interact with the other girls from Class 1A, and it's honestly a really nice interactions between all of them. Just them having fun, telling stories, talking about boys, and it's a bit weird, but it's just kind of funny. Um, it's actually really funny because they actually talk about how they start off by trying to figure out some way to talk about love and stuff, but then at the end it's like, oh, what would you have as your what powers would you actually want from the boys? Who would you swap powers with? And it's honest, that's when they actually start getting excited and wanting to talk about these things, and it's honestly a lot of fun. It also kind of builds up the idea that uh, Kirishima and Mina are going to get together at some point. Um, Even though we still don't know for sure yet, but it definitely does build up the idea. And I would not be surprised if before long they actually go into that. Um, and then part 5 is basically the boys competing to try and figure out who gets the pork meat and who gets the beef meat for their meal for the next day. And it's honestly just the stupidest thing ever. And it's honestly hilarious to just see the boys just acting like uh just being boys and just having fun, just being themselves. It's kind of interesting. There are some problems, but eh, I liked it. I think other people will like it. Um, and then part 6. Part 6, and honestly, a lot of the last part, it seems like what they're going to be doing for the last parts of all of these is honestly just a nice little wrap up with a nice little bow on top. The last part of this deals with Ida as he wakes up in the middle of the night looking for his glasses, and honestly he's acting like a father to the entire class. The thing is that we have characters that kind of act like a mother to the rest of the class, like Momo for Class A, and Kendo is kind of the big sister more, but she still acts kind of motherly towards Class B. And it's nice to see someone who actually acts a bit like a father. And that is Ida in this part, and it's honestly really heartwarming. Even though he needs to find his glasses and um, go to the bathroom, he takes the time to actually make sure that all of his fellow boys are, well, in their are tucked into bed. They've all kind of just gotten all lopsided and stuff, and it's just the a sweet moment of him just taking the time to to tuck them back in to bed, and eventually try and take his glasses out of Mina's hair. Oh, it's really funny, but he even when he's struggling, he does his best not to wake anybody, and it ends with a nice little interaction between Vlad King and Aizawa. The two have a nice game of mahjong with um, Pixie Bob and Mandalay, and it's honestly a nice little interaction. So that's pretty much what the story is for Volume 2. What are my thoughts on it, though? It's nice. It's honestly, much of what I said about the first volume is still true. It's nice to see the interactions of the students and to see them working together to become practically a family. This is before Bakugo gets kidnapped, and it's nice to see them acting like friends. All of these guys, all of the girls, just being friends. As someone who reads the manga, I know what is coming, and that there are certain things that are going to be tough, and certain things that are going to be fun. Good times and bad times await them. But this delves more into the good times, and I think that a lot of the a lot of the school briefs will be dealing more with the good times and dealing with the relationships between these characters. I've said before that Vigilantes needs to get an anime adaptation. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And I've also said that if these were to get any animated version, I would say that a movie would probably be the best option. And I stand by that they should get movies before too long, because these do deal with a lot of the minutia. The school briefs aren't necessarily something that everyone will enjoy. I'm not saying that. But getting the chance to actually get to know these characters on a personal level is honestly really great. We get to meet all these characters throughout the actual anime and the manga very well, and it's cool to see them. But most of what we see is them fighting, going off to battles, or fighting with each other. Not too much of the interpersonal relationships that they have with each other. Obviously, we see some with Deku, with making his friends, with Ida, uh, and Todoroki, and Bakugo, and the others. We see a little bit of that, but that's primarily the focus, is Deku. These focus more on his classmates and delve into that. It's honestly really nice to see. Deku, I've said before, could be considered the protagonist. But these show what I think Horikoshi was always aiming for. A show that has a main protagonist, but the main protagonist isn't necessarily the main focus. The main focus is the people around him and how he affects them. And that is clearly seen in these books, and it honestly is a truly heartwarming series. If you're into Miraculous, I would say that this might be something that you would enjoy. The same goes for like other series that I've talked about on this channel before as well, such as Witch Hat Atelier. I've said before, it's a great series, but it also deals more with the connection in that. And that is the same with this. So I would still so what would I rate these two books? I know I didn't give an actual 10 out of 10 ranking for the other one. But now that I've read the second one, I'm actually willing to give both of them an actual rating. Are they 10 out of 10s? No, not really. But I would at least give them an 8.5, which is really good considering. Will I ever read these books again? Possibly. I'm actually more likely to reread these than some of the other books I have. So there is that. So I think that you'll enjoy these if you do enjoy any books or My Hero Academia. So give them a chance. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I have been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys in the next video. But on.